and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Karen Marie and this is my channel Made by Karen Marie. So it is a Friday afternoon and I've just arrived back home after spending the day at work. It is now about 25 minutes past 4 in the afternoon, but it is really dark outside. So apologies for the bad lighting inside. I'm currently at my dining table because I found that this was the least awful light that I could find at the moment. But I hope you forgive me. And yeah, it is going to be more difficult now to get really good lighting in my videos when I film on a weekday because, well, we're in the end of October now and the days are getting shorter, and on Sunday I believe we will turn the clocks back, so then it will be pitch black by the time I arrive back from work. But you know, that's just the way it is here in the northern part of the world, so just going to have to lump it, I'm afraid. But I will try to film a little bit more on the days that I'm working from home or in the weekends when I can use the little daylights that we get. I really wanted to film a little Friday sews for you today. I want to show you one thing that I've made and one thing that is soon to be done, and then I received some new fabrics from a company that I've never used before. So I thought it was a good opportunity to just make a Friday sews. Oh, and I'm also going to show you a new free pattern. Yes! Okay, so let's start with the makes, shall we? I realized that I can't really show you this on the finished make. I have pictures of that, so I'll put that in here. But this one I haven't even tried on yet, so that's coming later. But this is the Atelier Jupe Alexa blouse that I talked to you about in my autumn plans. And this is the new Atelier Jupe pattern. It was released a few weeks ago now, and I got the pattern for free through the ambassadorship at Andreas, Beyond the Pink Door. So I got the pattern for free, but I did buy the fabric myself, and I bought this at Selfmade, and it's 100% viscose in this really beautiful navy blue background with the lighter blue and white flowers on it. I just want to kind of talk to you like 1 minute about the fabric, because I really regret the fabric choice in this. I haven't even tried it on. It feels lovely, so once it's finished I'm probably going to say, oh, it wasn't that bad, but this really is not good quality viscose. I know that I've said that before about self-made viscoses, and then I sort of never learn. I guess I am tempted by that, you know, the prints, and that it isn't like very expensive viscose, but this wasn't expensive, but it certainly wasn't cheap, but it feels like cheap viscose. And that is because what I mean by that is it was a nightmare to cut out, and I used a lot of pins, and I used my pattern weights and everything, and I did use a rotary cutter, but even so it just kept shifting. So in the end I kind of had to like really put my hand right next to the rotary cutter, which I don't really like doing because I can be a little bit clumsy. But I was very careful, and I did cut it out very slowly to be able to do that. But it was not fun to cut this out. Luckily, most of the pattern pieces are quite large, at least, so there weren't too many like really flimsy pieces of fabric to cut out, apart from the collar. That was no fun. The other thing is that it's really slippery and shifty. So even though I go slowly with my sewing machine, I use my walking foot, or the IDT that kind of is the walking foot for the faff. And still, it's really difficult to get it to like go underneath the foot without slipping and sliding and getting out of shape. So with this much gathering, I wish I had used a better quality viscose, but I guess, you know, it takes quite a bit of fabric because of the enormous sleeves. They are beautiful though. So yeah, I didn't really have a cut that could work for the fabric in better quality. So I'm saying this out loud because I'm thinking that, you know, maybe I'll learn my lesson then and not go for the viscoses at Selfmade. It also kind of bled in the wash. I know that you can use kind of the color catcher, but I have not been able to find that in any Norwegian store. Maybe you need to go to some sort of specialist store to find it, but I have not been able to find it in any of my stores around here. So color catchers aren't that common, I think, in use. So I think the colors bled a little bit, so you can see that some of the flowers should be more white. And yeah, so it's things like that. You know, that being said, the top that I'm wearing is also a viscose from Selfmade, and this is an Ecovero viscose that I bought a long time ago, and this is the Atelier Jupe. Oh, it's also an Atelier Jupe pattern. Coincidence. And this is the Emma, I believe it's called, that has these really like pin tucks down the top, and then it has these really deep cuffs, and there are no opening in the cuffs, so you can't shove up the sleeves. But I do love this blouse, even though it's not in my color palette because the colors are too warm for me. But yeah, I put a little bit of red lippy on, which I like almost never do. And then I just wear it anyway. Yeah, but I am really looking forward to finishing this. So the only thing it needs now are the buttons and hemming. And I don't really have any buttons that matches, so that's kind of why it's not finished. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying it. It has these really like beautiful gathered yoke and everything. It's a really feminine blouse, and I'm so looking forward to trying it on. But I need buttons. And now for the finished make. And I have already posted this on Instagram, so if you follow me there, you will know what it is. And it is the Maison Fauve Pilar jacket. And it is in this really beautiful rosy pink denim that I got at Higgs & Higgs when I visited the Stitch Festival in London. And it was part of my spring plans, but now I finished it. And I'm really, really glad that I did. I wore it once to work this week, and yeah, even though I am not much of a fan for pink, I am kind of I'm challenging myself to try things in my color palette. And about the color palette, last week I talked about how I use my color chart when I buy fabrics and everything, and yeah, you gave me such good response for that video, so thank you so much for all the love you gave me on that, and I absolutely love reading all your comments. So yeah, do keep that up, it's fun. But anyway, the thing that I love most about the Pilar jacket are these gorgeous darts in the front. I think it makes it just so special. I put in some denim buttons. And I have like one of those Prim Vario, I think, pliers that I used for it, but I don't really have the right inset. So it's always like, hold your breath, hope for the best. But they went in okay. And I did use like there's a wild little remnant of Indian block print that I got from Rainbow Fabrics because I thought it matched quite well with the flower there. And I put in one of the Spice Girls inspired label in there because I thought this was quite wild. obviously these makes that I just talked about will also feature in the October makes at some point. So then I'll talk to you more in detail and obviously show you everything on and all of that. So if you've watched my latest videos, you will know that I recently bought some fabrics from Stofflykke, fabric happiness translated, which is a Norwegian online store. I mean, they do have a brick and mortar store as well, but it's way up there in northern Norway, so I've never been there. But I did buy some really gorgeous French terries, and I like showed them on my color chart and all of that. However, I realized that I hadn't shown you the funnest fabric that I got. And it is this cotton canvas that I got. I only got 1 meter, and that is because I am going to make a little Christmas present for my niece. My niece is, or one of my nieces, is now 7. And she wanted a drawstring bag that she can put on her back, that can contain some of her her gym kit, so her trainers, t-shirt, that kind of thing. Just a small bag that she can pull over her shoulder or on her back. And yeah, I was kind of looking for a canvas, something that can be washed regularly, but that still has a fun print on it. And I came across this one. Now, my niece lives in Oslo, so she's a city girl, and I thought that this kind of city print would be good for a little drawstring bag for her. So yeah, that was the final fabric that I wanted to show you from my Stofflykke haul. But then something happened. One of the lovely viewers of this channel gave me a little tip in the comments, and that was that Wasted Fabrics, that they are based in Belgium. I had heard of them before. They sell dead stock. I believe they only sell dead stock. And they had recently gotten some really high quality denim into their shop. And they sell them in pre-cuts of 3 meters. And I think this comment came as a result because I said it can be quite difficult to find a heavy denim with a little bit of stretch, because usually I can't get my hands on anything that's more than 10.5 ounces if it has stretch. And I think a little bit of stretch in my jeans, that's I like that. So I headed over to Wasted Fabrics, and lo and behold, they had some really great denim there. And even though it wasn't cheap, it was, because it is designer dead stock. So I don't expect it to be cheap just because it is dead stock. But I just had to have it because I thought, I'm going to use it if it's denim. So yeah, this week it arrived in this bag. So let me get the fabrics out and then you can have a look. So I said I bought denim, and I did, but I also came across this really beautiful white fabric that was a double gauze. And I don't really know what I was thinking. Really don't know what I was thinking. I think I had in mind that I would make some really beautiful pajamas, or a white shirt or something, because it looks so great on the web page. And then this is probably just on me, because I didn't look properly. But somehow I don't think this is going to work as pajamas. It is really, really see-through. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this now, but I might, just use it as a lining for something, or I could line it, obviously, but I don't know if I have it in me, to be honest. But it is really, really gorgeous fabric. It's just not what I thought it would be. But then let's get on to the denim. And this is proper denim, and you can feel it and you can see it. So this one is called a stretch denim. It's a 13-ounce denim. It does have stretch, but I would say it is minimal. So I do think that if I make some of the the gingers or the ash or something that requires 2%, is it 2%? I think so. I think I might have to watch the sizing on that, because this, I don't think this has 2% stretch. But it is really, really gorgeous denim, and you can see the kind of quality of it. And then when you see the back, and you can probably see that here too. And yeah, I mean, this is the good stuff, and you can feel it because it's really heavy, and you can hear it too. Listen. I'm definitely going to make myself a pair of jeans out of this. Now, my husband is, you know, he doesn't always like make the longest wish lists for Christmas. It's usually a pair of new tennis shoes and then he's happy. But he has said now that he could really use a new pair of jeans. So I am kind of thinking I might be nice enough to give him a new pair of jeans in this fabric. I don't have a jeans pattern for him. I have the Wardrobe by Me summer pants and the Wardrobe by Me chinos, but I do not have a jeans pattern for him. He likes the straight leg jeans, so none of that like slim fit and that kind of thing. He doesn't like that. So yeah, do you have suggestions for patterns, men's jeans patterns? I would be very happy to hear it if you have experiences sewing that up. I know that Wardrobe by Me has a jeans pattern for men, and yeah, I might just go for that, seeing as I'm kind of used to their patterns. But I would be very open to any other suggestions too. So is it thread theory that makes a lot of men's patterns? Yeah, do let me know in the comments if you have sewn up a pair of men's jeans. Then this is the last fabric that I got from Wasted Fabrics, and this is a 12.5 ounce denim. It's called Super Stretch, and it is. So this has a generous amount of stretch in it. So you can see this is a different deal than the other one. I do really like the color. I do always prefer a dark wash. So yeah, I might just give my husband a pair of jeans in the less stretchy fabric, and then make myself a pair of ash jeans in this. I might. But anyway, it wasn't cheap, but I'm so glad that I've now tested another fabric store, and yeah, I'm really happy with the quality of those denims. So yeah, some jeans sewing this winter, I think. Yeah. And you know, talking about new fabrics, I've bought a lot of new fabrics lately, and I know I should be good, so I'm trying to sit on my hands. But have you seen the latest fabrics that has arrived at Beyond the Pink Door? And I'm not just saying this because of the ambassador thing, but oh my word, they are so beautiful. So I'm sitting on my hands because it is it Miss Mosby? Is that what it's called? It is. I've never seen fabrics like that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It's an Australian designer, and I think it is linen cotton blends, and they have these like really wild prints on them, and I'm just dying to get my hands on them. But they are quite expensive, so yeah, I'm trying to sit on my hands, and I'm trying not to look at the Fabric Godmother site, because ooh, they have some really gorgeous new fabrics in there too. It's like starry skies and all the kind of celestial things. So gorgeous. So I'm kind of trying my best not to buy more fabrics, but it's really difficult these days because so many beautiful things. So since I've spent too much money on fabrics lately, I thought it would be a good idea to end this Friday Sews with the happy news that there is another free pattern out there in the world. Now, you do have to be an Atelier Jupe newsletter subscriber to be able to get this for free, but they have released this really cute vest. And it's not easy to see from the pattern picture there, but this is a popover and it has ties in the side. And I have been looking for one of those patterns because I saw the lovely Ruan. She was going to make one of those side tie tops, and I saw her on Instagram. She looked chef's kiss amazing. I mean, she always does, but still. And it was such a great pattern. And then I was thinking about that, and lo and behold, then this arrived in my inbox. You can see it perhaps better there. So it's a really, really simple top. It has bias binding around the neckline and then the openings, and then you use the bias binding for the ties as well. So this should be a very, very simple top. And I'm probably going to amend my autumn plans to be able to have this one too in there, because I think I'm making a lot of like lightweight blouses, which is great, but obviously we're heading into winter now, and I'm probably going to need to wear all my blouses underneath cardigans or stuff like that. But if I had one of those popover vests, I guess you could call it, or a slipover, pullover, then I think I could get away with wearing my blouses a little longer. And I know that in my stash, or rather in my late mum's stash, there was like quite short cuts of proper wool, locally woven even. So I think that I might just use one of those and make this, and I can wear them on top of my blouses and everything when it gets too cold to wear them on their own. So that was it for me this Friday. I'm going to love you and leave you now before I lose all the remains of the light. You can see outside now. It's getting really, really dark. And yeah, I'm now very, very curious to hear what do you think of my makes, what do you think of the denims and everything, and please do remember to give me your tips on good jeans patterns for men in the comments section. So thank you so, so much for your continued support of my little channel, and I love reading all your comments every week. It's what I kind of look forward to when I wake up in the morning. That and coffee, obviously. So yeah, thank you so, so much for that. I hope that you have some nice time to sew this weekend. I hope the weather is better where you are in the world than it is here. And yeah, have a great weekend. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.